My name is Jess Day, and I'm the director for Surrender. The story of Surrender came out of a script writing class that Stephen Burke, founder of Shining Light Players, taught. And I was going through severe depression and anxiety to the point of that I would come home and sleep. I felt like God had just forgotten about me, so I'd gone through a deep depression. I didn't want to live. Like, there were times I thought I would be better off dead. I would sleep. I lost interest in my friends and in writing, which was horrible because my passion is writing. My best friend, she's my roommate at the time, she told me about a class, a script writing class that Stephen Burke was teaching. I'm like, oh, well, his class is probably already filled up. I mean, everybody wants to take a script writing class. And it was in August of 2020, which was right in the middle of the pandemic. It was a really hard time for everybody, and people were just looking for fellowship with each other. The first night of the class, I've never had a script writing class. I've never directed before. So I prayed, and I felt that God was leading to turn Surrender into a musical. And at the time, it was called Full Surrender. That was the title of the one act. At that time, I was like, okay, I'll get a team behind me. So I reached out to a friend who I knew loved music. I pitched her the script. She jumped on board right away and became my composer and my lyricist. And she's done a phenomenal job at the music. And she took my dialogue and just made it so dramatic and beautiful, and the music inspires me, and so we would feed off each other. She would write her music and then I'd write more dialogue. It was a partnership, and it was so much fun to do. I really connect to the title song called Surrender. I think about surrendering my life to what God wants for it. It's not just about dying for your faith, but it's about surrendering to God's will above everyone and everything else. And it's something that I strive to do, even though it is daily, and you have to surrender whatever that is to God daily, otherwise it doesn't work. What's really cool is that at the beginning of summer, I met with an orchestrator. His name is Josh Mice. He did our orchestrations, so now we have a fully orchestrated show for the first time, and that was a bit of a challenge for me because it also was an added expense from last year's show. And so I prayed and I was like, okay, Lord, if you want this to happen, you're going to have to make it happen. God has been amazing through the entire show. I have prayed so hard for our cast, for every single person, every single role that we have on stage, and God has provided the right person. And it's amazing, like, they inspire me every day. When I want to give up, because there are times that I do, they inspire me to keep going and to stick it out and to get the show on the stage. I really hope that the audience will leave inspired, but also challenged in their faith. Or if they're not saved, my hope is that they want to search the Bible for truth. And that's really what the story is about, is searching for God's truth. And in knowing that it's not in your works, that it is faith-based. From the cast and crew of Surrender, we hope you enjoyed today's show. Like us on Facebook so you can see upcoming shows.